Did they really walk off the map chasing a city that never existed? Picture this. A small expedition of men, wagons and water barrels disappears into the endless orange of the Kalahari Desert. Weeks pass, supplies run out. The desert keeps its secrets. What were they looking for? Not gold, not diamonds, but a city's stone walls, arches and staircases buried beneath the sand. For over a century, explorers, fortune hunters and dreamers have marched into the Kalahari, following a rumor known simply as the Lost City. Some came back with stories of strange ruins. Some came back broken and half mad from heat and thirst. And some never came back at all. Today on Chronicle Crafter, we're chasing their footsteps. Was the lost city of the Kalahari a real mystery waiting to be found, or the greatest desert hoax in history? The Kalahari Desert doesn't look like a place where cities are born. Stretching across Botswana, Namibia, and South Africa, it's a vast, harsh landscape. Rust-red dunes, brittle scrub, and skies so big they make you feel like an ant on the planet's surface. For the indigenous San people, the Kalahari isn't empty. It's alive with hidden water holes, ancient migration routes, and stories that travel on the wind. But for European explorers in the 1800s, the map had a different label for this place. Great Desert, unknown. And into that unknown walked the man who would light the fuse on the legend of the lost city. His name was William Leonard Hunt, better known by his stage name Guillermo Farini. He wasn't just an explorer, he was a showman, an acrobat, an inventor, a man who knew how to sell a story. In the 1880s, Farini set out to cross the Kalahari. With him, guides, wagons, and the fearless overconfidence you only get from someone who's walked tightropes over Niagara Falls. Days turned into weeks, heat shimmered over the sand like a mirage given life. Then, according to Farini, he saw it. He described stone walls laid out in curves and angles, half buried in the sand. He spoke of terraces and steps like the remains of a city that had been swallowed by time. Farini later showed sketches and photographs, gave lectures, and published his travels. The headline idea was irresistible. Somewhere in the Kalahari lies a forgotten city built by unknown people, waiting to be rediscovered. The world ate it up. Newspapers repeated the story. Armchair explorers imagined a desert Atlantis hiding in southern Africa. But here's the twist. Farini wasn't just any explorer, he was a performer, a man who understood that mystery sells tickets. So, was he reporting what he truly saw or staging the ultimate adventure hoax? Once Farini's tale hit the public, the Kalahari became more than a desert. It became a promise. Throughout the late 19th and early 20th centuries, small expeditions set out, chasing rumors of stone arches in the dunes, walls forming perfect angles, terraces that couldn't possibly be natural. Most of them found nothing, just scorching heat, endless sand, and deceptive rock formations that look like ruins from a distance. But the Kalahari is not kind to those who underestimate it. Water runs out quickly. Compasses can be misleading. One wrong decision and your expedition becomes a survival story or never becomes a story at all. Reports filtered back of journeys cut short by heat stroke, dehydration, wagons stuck and abandoned in soft sand. Some parties returned shattered, swearing they had seen something, walls, shapes, patterns, before their guides dragged them back from the edge of disaster. Others simply vanished into the logistics black hole of history, recorded as missing or overdue, their fates swallowed by time and silence. Did they die chasing a ghost city, or would they have died in that desert no matter what they were looking for? Fast forward to the 20th and 21st centuries. Geologists, archaeologists, and skeptics all took their shot at the legend of the lost city. Armed with better maps, aerial photography, and later satellite imagery, researchers began examining the regions Farini described. What did they find? Not a city, but something almost as interesting, the landscape itself. The Kalahari is full of naturally fractured rock, dolerite and sandstone that break into blocks, steps, and patterns that look man-made. From the right angle, in the right light, with a storyteller's imagination, a tilted rock shelf can look like a wall, eroded ledges can look like staircases, scattered stones can look like the ruins of buildings. Many experts now believe Farini likely stumbled onto unusual rock formations, real, dramatic, and visually striking, but then framed them as a city to make his story unforgettable. Remember, this was a man who lived off spectacle. Exaggeration wasn't a bug, it was a feature. So was the lost city of the Kalahari a deliberate hoax, or an honest misinterpretation amplified by a master showman and a world hungry for mysteries? The evidence leans toward this. The city was probably nature, dressed up as a legend by human imagination. Here's the strangest part of the story. Even if the lost city of the Kalahari never existed, we still talk about it. Why? Because the legend gives us exactly what we crave. A forgotten civilization hiding just out of reach, explorers risking everything to prove their belief, a desert that refuses to give up all its secrets. In a world mapped by GPS and scanned by satellites, we want to believe there are still blank spaces, places where myth can still breathe. Maybe that's the real lost city. Not stones under sand, but the part of us that needs mystery. The part that looks at a harsh, empty desert and whispers, what if something is out there? So what do you think? Was the lost city of the Kalahari a real place misread and lost to time? A showman's exaggeration that went too far? Or a complete hoax that cost some people their lives in the chase? Tell me in the comments. Real expedition, honest mistake, or elaborate hoax? If you enjoyed this journey into the sands of mystery, hit like, subscribe to Chronicle Crafter, and share this video with someone who still believes the map isn't complete. Because this is just one legend, and there are many more cities, secrets, and stories waiting in the dark.